Hi, everyone. My name is Harshil Parikh, and good morning. We're based here in New York City, and it's just getting the day started here. And thank you again to the Linked Up team to give us an opportunity to tell you guys a little bit more about what we're doing at Tuvalabs. And since I don't have the ability to share my screen, for those of you who are connected to the internet, please just if you can just go to tuvalabs.com. That is tuvalabs.com, and you'll be able to follow what I'm about to say for the next few minutes. The So our goal at Tuvalabs is to make open data useful for teaching and learning. And how do we do that? So the way we do that is we have built a web-based platform that truly is built from the ground up to enable teachers to bring real-world data into their classrooms and give their students an ability and an opportunity to explore, visualize, analyze, and interpret real data around curricula topics. So the way we think about open data in education is, can we take all the different open data that's available out there, and how can we transform it into learning opportunities that are aligned to the curricula and the standards of particular education systems, and how does technology drive that and make it happen? So we're focused on the United States, and again, if you go to tuvalabs.com, you'll see a tab up there called Explore Datasets. And so what we do is we curate datasets from vast open data sources like the World Bank Open Data or the United States Census, and a few other sources, and we make available a variety of different. We curate these datasets together around specific topics that are inherently interesting and relevant to teachers and students in classrooms around the country. And some examples of this are our data around life expectancy in top 30 nations, around the spread of HIV/AIDS in Africa and around the other parts of the world. And what teachers can then do is they can actually create lessons, activities, and projects and investigations that enable their students to explore this data around these topics. They're aligned to the particular curriculum that they're working with. They're aligned to the standards that they have to teach, that they have to adhere to as part of the education system that they're working in. And it really gives students an opportunity to practice the skills that are incredibly important when it comes to data literacy. So these skills include being able to visualize data, being able to analyze data, being able to ask the right questions, and being able to support their arguments with evidence that the data that the data is able to provide. In terms of the work that we have done so far, so we're working with over 600 schools in the United States and other parts of the world, and teachers all across the spectrum, from grades 3, as early as grades 3, all the way up to grades 12, and even into community colleges in the United States, are using our platform and integrating it into their instruction and into their classrooms. Tuva Labs is 100% free for teachers and students, and we're actually working on a fairly innovative business model that allows us to keep our tool 100% free for any teacher in any part of the world. And currently, as I mentioned, we have teachers in 45 states across the United States and 13 different countries, including developing nations like Malaysia, India, South Africa, Mexico, and also teachers from Canada, the UK, and Netherlands and Hungary, all starting to use our platform to enable their students to explore real data around curricula topics. So the way you can think about our work is that it's at the intersection of open data, curricula, and pedagogy. So what is relevant and meaningful to teachers and students in the classroom, and how does technology enable that to take place? So it's taking the data and giving students an opportunity to explore it via actual lessons and activities and projects that the teachers create or that we create for them. So because we're talking about the developing world, so how does this translate, and how can open data and our work have an impact in the developing world? And we're actually kicking off some work in one developing country like South Africa. And the way we're doing that is, for any education system, for any country, there's specific issues that are highly important to society and highly important for kids to be able to be aware of and to know. And we want to be able to drive that through open data. So an example here is for South Africa, local history and the local culture are incredibly critical to the parents and the students there. And teachers are looking for ways to bring in South African history and South African culture and the different languages and the different the different aspects of their society meaningfully into their social studies and into their science classrooms. And our tool and the Tuvalabs platform will enable them to do that via the open data route. Another example here is for the Caribbean nations like Jamaica. Climate change has become an incredibly important topic, and because it does impact our lives in fairly critical ways. And the government at the national level has created a policy to generate climate change awareness within the general public, but certainly within the K-12 education system. And so what I envision, where Tuvalabs can be truly impactful in the developing world, is that we would be able to provide the teachers and students within the Jamaican education system an opportunity to really bring in the data, really bring in the scientific concepts into their science classrooms in a meaningful way, driven through technology. So in the developing world, for us, the ability to take highly local, relevant issues that are important to their own communities and kind of placing them in a way so that they can be used meaningfully in the classroom environment is what our goal is in terms of our vision and work at Tuvalabs. So there is there's a tremendous amount of opportunity when it comes to leveraging open data, but it has to be meaningful, and it has to be presented in a way so that teachers can actually truly integrate it into their instruction on a fairly regular basis. And these are the problems that we have solved over the last about 18 months of our work. We have teachers in mathematics classrooms, statistics classrooms, social studies, civics, politics, sociology, English even, environmental science, all these different classrooms. Teachers are able to use the data sets that we make available and are able to bring it into bring it in front of their students. And one thing that we have done that's fairly unique to us is that we've given students their own voices, where students can actually ask their own questions and request data sets. Students can say that I'm wondering about the child labor industry, the child labor in the cocoa industry in African nations. Can we put together a data set that helps me look into this issue? And so we'll go out there and curate the data set and make it available for the students. So there's an opportunity really to get the students' voices heard and give them an opportunity to further dig into and explore the topics that they're truly interested in, and allow them to dig into the data around those topics. And that could be around sports, that could be around the environment, that could be around energy, or it could be around highly local relevant issues. So that's just kind of a brief overview of what we're doing. One of our team members is going to be at Crete in a few weeks to talk more about our work, and I'm happy to take questions. I would highly encourage you to sign up, register as a teacher on Tuvalabs, check out the work that we're doing, and if you're in the audience in the education community, I'd especially love to connect and find out, continue to get feedback on how we can improve our platform.
Great. Does anybody have any questions for Harshil?
Is the platform available in languages other than English?
The question is the platform available in languages other than English? And currently the answer to that is no. We're primarily focused on the English language, and right now, And that's more due to the design of our platform and the resources that we have available. You know, the platform is still a work in progress by any stretch of the imagination. We're working very hard. We're a small team of 4 people, and our goal is to create a magical data exploration experience for students and teachers. And once we are able to do that, and once we have hundreds and thousands of teachers using a platform, I think we'll be able to begin offering it in other languages. We have our technical infrastructure that we have used. The open source technologies that we have used allow us to open it up to other languages fairly easily, but we haven't really decided to focus on that effort just yet.